Why don't you give me a sign?
This is Corinna Jane.
The leaves are trailing on that shore. It's not your problem, it's mine.
With her brand new single, Give Me a Sign.
While the world still spins,
As featured on BBC Introducing.
it's just the way it's gotta be. Give me a sign about the things that we don't know. Why don't you give me a sign?
Corinna Jane, Give Me a Sign. Out now.
It's not your problem, it's mine.
Life, each day, is a new beginning.
A new chance to call an old friend, go out and play, enjoy the things that matter most, like family, friends, health, passions. None of us knowing, none of us imagining that someday it could all be ripped away.
Hello, I'm Sophia Jessica, and welcome to the Fan Carpet.
Hello. Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, doing very well, thank you. Nice background.
Yeah, thank you.
Testing out the green screen.
No, this is just the computer or the film poster that I was able to resize to make as my backdrop long time
Nice.
ago.
Okay, brilliant. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. All right. So it's wonderful to speak to you today, Shawnda. If we go back to the beginning, was there a defining moment for you to get into the film industry?
Yeah, it was when I was on the set of Relic and I was watching Tim Russ work. I had always wanted to make a movie about a drug addict, you know, because I'm a former substance abuse counselor and I always felt like there was a story to be told there. And I just didn't know how to bring it all together. But when I met Tim Russ, I knew it was time, you know, so that was my defining moment when I was watching him work. I said, well, it's time for me to get Junkie started. And so I did. And then a year later, we made my first movie.
Brilliant. Okay. So 6 Feet of Separation is a unique documentary in the sense that it's set during an unprecedented time in history. What was it about the documentary that enticed you to get involved? Because obviously you directed and produced it.
That's exactly it right there, because it was unprecedented. And we've done some documentary type work before, but it was never about anything that was presently happening. So the day that I saw that everything was selling out and Disneyland closed, I said, oh my gosh, we need to make a documentary and we need to start now. So I started filming the day that Disneyland closed. And yeah, it's been a rewarding experience, honestly. I mean, COVID hasn't been rewarding, but talking to all the people around the world that are going through it has been rewarding for me. So, yeah.
Okay. So this is a documentary, but do you have any preferred genres and any favorite films?
Horror. Horror movies are generally my favorite, and my all-time favorite movies are Halloween and Jaws.
Okay.
And I'd love to make a Jaws movie someday. You know, that would just be the ultimate dream. But yeah, those are my favorite genres, and psychological horror too.
All right, brilliant. Is documentary filmmaking where you want to stay for the moment?
No, I do have one more documentary that I'm working on. It's about the 12-step program. But otherwise, no, I actually have a horror film that I'm filming right now called Into the Further, and it takes place in a post-apocalyptic COVID world where a group of paranormal investigators go out and, you know, experience some crazy stuff on an investigation. So it's really cool. And then I also have a vampire movie that's in the final stages of post-production. And
Nice.
then I have a psychological thriller that I'm, you know, hoping to finish next year. So yeah, I got a lot of films in the works, but only one more documentary.
Okay. So you've been keeping productive during this crazy time.
Trying to. It's really hard because just when we have filming dates, somebody will come up positive for COVID. And then we'll have to like reschedule everything and put everything on hold and wait for everybody's test to come back, you know. So it's been an uphill battle, but yeah, we just try to film as often as we can do it, as often as we can pull it off safely. You know, you got to keep best you can, even when everything's all crazy.
Yeah, I bet I bet a lot of the restrictions and things are kind of um, like you've got to take more precautions, I assume, now with sets and stuff.
Yeah, so you can't just have a craft services table anymore because you can't have people going up there and touching stuff that somebody else is going to come up and touch. Everybody has to wear a mask. You have to keep, you know, less than 10 people on set at a time. So it does present its own unique struggles and challenges, but you know, we just try to make the best with what we can because you gotta try and live in the midst of all of this. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, are there any genres that you haven't done yet that you'd like to?
Romantic comedy. Boy meets girl, boy hates girl. They fall in love, live happily ever after. So that's something that I've had rolling around in my mind, and I have an idea for a script for it that I just haven't written yet. So yeah, I'm thinking in the next couple of years I'm gonna take a stab at a romantic comedy.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Bit of quite the contrast from horror.
Mhm. Yeah. It'll definitely be different.
Yeah, brilliant.
Mhm.
Okay, so are there any other aspects of the film industry that you'd like to pursue?
Um, I don't think so. I think because I'm already a producer and I just began with directing and I'm learning to use my own camera gear, but cinematography isn't really where I want to be because I don't want to have to mess with all the gear. I just want to tell a cinematographer what I want. That works out best for me. And I think that's it, except maybe music. I might, because I have a couple of original songs in, well, I have an original song in all of my films. And I think I might someday try a little bit of composing. But yeah, I'm not there yet. Definitely not there yet.
Okay, well that'd be cool. That'd
Yeah.
be cool. So, in these unprecedented times, what are you looking forward to getting back to? Once, do you have any project? Well, you just mentioned your projects. Uh, Once it's safe to, anything that you're looking forward to getting back to?
I want to be able to sit down at a restaurant and eat. That would be nice. And I want to go dancing. I've had a really strong urge to go dancing. So, yeah, as soon as that stuff opens back up, that's probably the first place I'm going to go.
Brilliant. Okay, so who inspires you in the industry?
Boy, there's a lot of people that inspire me, but I think Steven Spielberg more than anything because of his story, you know, where he was working at Universal Studios just as extra help, basically. And he'd been around for so long that one day they had a shark movie that they wanted to make. And they went to him and said, "Hey, do you want to try this?" And they handed him a little bit of money, and he did it. And it was Jaws. And look at what happened. You know, the rest was history for him. So I find that really inspirational. You know, that when you're in just the right place at the right time, and you keep, you know, putting in your dues by helping out on set and doing whatever it is that they ask you, you just never know what's going to come your way. It was
Absolutely.
a life-changing experience for him. Well,
Yeah,
for all.
absolutely, absolutely. It's one of my favorites, and the and the fact that the shark didn't work,
Yeah,
and like having to like be creative around, like work around the fact, and it made for a better film because if you saw the shark straight from jump, it probably wouldn't have had the same impact.
right. And he says that he hasn't stepped into the ocean since because he knows that they're after him. Yeah, which I just love. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's pretty funny. They're actually quite docile if you leave them alone.
Hmm.
So, is there a book that you're a fan of that hasn't been adapted to film or TV or Netflix yet that you'd love to be a part of?
I'm having a hard time thinking of any books per se because I love Stephen King, but most of my favorite Stephen King books have been adapted to screen. But I have a book of my own, Miles to Go, Firefly, which is a sequel to my first book, and I'm looking forward to producing that someday. So yeah, I'd love to get that off the ground.
Awesome.
Hopefully also next year, if not 2022.
Okay, is that a series?
It is. Miles to Go is a book series. It's got just 2 parts to it so far. And
Okay.
then I also have Slayer Chronicles, which is another book. It's actually, okay, so the movie is called Slayer Chronicles, but the book series is called The Chronicles of Raven Cross. And in it, I've introduced a brand new vampire slayer. And that one's on pre-order right now, but that's going to be a trilogy. So there's going to be 3 books and 3 movies.
Oh, brilliant! That's
Yeah.
brilliant. So yeah, we can always do with a vampire slayer around.
Absolutely. Uh-huh. I'm an old Buffy fan. I'm a hardcore Buffy fan. I also love the series Angel. And I've always just been bummed out that Buffy ended and there hasn't been another Slayer. So I just one day said, you know what? Let me fix that. And I brought out Raven Cross.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
on my desk I have the complete series of Buffy. I'm a huge
Oh,
Buffy fan. It's a 39 disc box set with 144 episodes.
yes.
It's like this big. It's
Yeah.
great.
You've got to see the trailer for Slayer Chronicles. I think you're really going to like that when
Yeah,
it
I'll
comes
take
out.
a look at that. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take a look at that, definitely. So, what are you hoping the audience will take away from 6 Feet of Separation when they get to see it?
I think that number one, the most helpful thing for me was, and I hate to put it this way, but no matter how bad it is where I'm at, it's always worse somewhere else when this pandemic is concerned. And I hate to put it that way, but when we're caught up in the stress and depression of whatever it is that we're missing out on, like I can't go sit down at a restaurant, which I'm bummed out about because honestly, every year for Christmas, that's a family tradition. We have a special restaurant that we go to called Dave Wong's. It's a Chinese food restaurant, but a long time ago we started going there for Christmas as a family, and we can't do that this year, and I'm really upset about that. But thanks to the documentary, I was talking to people in India, and when India was shut down, they couldn't even go over to the laundromat without actually getting shot. So it's like it's not like that here. I mean, yeah, I can't go to the restaurant, but if I want to go out and go to the store, I can. And, so far I haven't heard of anybody in the United States being shot for walking out of their house, but in India, they had actual police barricades set up, and you better not get caught out there without a pass. And it wasn't just like that in India, it was like that in Brazil, it was like that in Greece, and we talked to all those people in the documentary. So it's an eye opener to find out what it's like to live in different countries during a pandemic, and that's
Yeah,
what that's what I took from it, and it made me feel grateful that okay, well, I can stop being a baby about not being able to go to the restaurant because at least I can go do all these other things, and I
yeah,
can still film, So
yeah,
anyway, that's the kind of thing that I think people will get from the documentary is maybe gratitude. Like we may have lost a lot of liberties wherever we're at, but at least we don't live over there, or at least we don't live over there, and and then also we have an ICU nurse in our documentary, and she tells us what it's like to actually go through the COVID-19 virus and be in the ICU unit. And then Dee Wallace, she's a healer, and she brings a lot of helpful information to the table about how to deal with our situation. So yeah, I just think I hope that people watch it and that they get something positive out of it. So if they're struggling with depression and stress, hopefully they feel better, by the time they're finished watching it. That's
brilliant.
what the goal was. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Now, you just mentioned Dee. Now, you've also got Kevin Sorbo. So, how was it for you to work with those two? Because I'm assuming that you couldn't be in the same room at the time when you were filming.
Right. Well, it was awesome. But yeah, on the documentary, we filmed all of that during quarantine. So all of the interviews are filmed like this on Zoom. And Kevin was great. Kevin wanted to explore both sides of the pandemic. So he, I don't want to put words into his mouth, but he thinks that in some ways our response to the pandemic has been a little on the extreme. So like he believes that the virus is real, but he doesn't necessarily believe that we should all be hiding away. Um, Dee Wallace, she didn't speak a whole lot on that. What she spoke on is adjusting and adapting to our situation. So whether the virus is real or whether the virus isn't, this is what our current situation is. So we're not going to get any peace of mind arguing about it and, going the conspiracy theory route. So what we have is a documentary that explores both sides. So anybody that is against wearing masks, anybody that questions whether or not we should be shutting down our economy, they're going to appreciate what Kevin Sorbo has to say about it. Anybody who agrees with masks and agrees with shutting down the economy is going to appreciate what other people in the documentary have said, including Dee Wallace. So there's a little bit of something in there for everybody.
Okay, that's great. Nice and well balanced. Is that the way you like to approach documentaries?
Definitely. So it doesn't like choose a side. I think that a proper documentary explores everything that's going on rather than trying to push an opinion down the throat of the people that are watching it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. With the news of vaccines starting to roll out, is there light, and with light at the end of the tunnel, would there be a scope for a sequel to this important film?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about doing that, and I already have several interview subjects lined up that have actually contracted the virus and have gone through the process of getting tested and treated and everything else. So yeah, there will definitely be a sequel, and in that we'll feature interviews with people that are actually victims of the virus.
Yeah.
And in time, maybe we'll even be able to talk to people who had the vaccine. So, yep.
Right. Okay, that'd be cool. Yeah, get a whole picture. So, like just before I let you go, it's been highly politicized, the pandemic. Obviously, I don't want to put any words in your mouth, but and you obviously like to see both sides of it and get like a nice, well balanced. But what's your personal opinion on what's been going on?
My personal opinion. Well, I believe that the virus is real and that we need to be careful. I also question whether or not it was necessary to shut down the entire economy over a virus that at the end of the day, I think that we learned that it wasn't quite as deadly as they originally predicted. I almost think that, and I don't know for a fact, but I've heard that Switzerland left the economy open and they asked people that were in a certain risk group to shelter in place for their own protection. I think that the entire world could have done that and dealt with the pandemic a little bit better, but what do I know? There's also been occasional stories of young people dying from the virus. So yeah, I just think it's all pretty insane, and I'm shocked at every day at the world that we live in now, where everywhere we go somebody's wearing a face mask, and I'm just like
Yeah, I was over at the supermarket earlier, and yeah, everyone's wearing a mask now.
mm-hmm.
I am the people, the even the staff in the supermarket, they've got their plexiglass anyway, but they're also wearing masks. It's a very different world now.
Right? We all have to wear them, and it's like, and they say that it doesn't even protect you from the virus. And so the only thing that it really does is limit the amount of saliva and how far it travels, which obviously is going to reduce the risk, but it's not 100% protection. And yeah, I wear the mask everywhere that I go to. And I've even had some experiences where I didn't have my mask on my face and I wish that I had. And so, you know, I've gotten to the point where I went from being against wearing a mask to feeling insecure if I don't have one on. And I think that most of the society is doing that. We're adapting to this new normal, which involves wearing a face mask everywhere we go. And so I look around and I wonder, well, how long is this going to go on? You know, because I know I'm adapting to it. I'm starting to feel more secure with a mask than I do without. And so I just wonder, you know, how that's going to affect us a year from now.
Yeah.
I don't know about the UK, but I know here in the United States, our new president says that he's going to institute a nationwide mask mandate for the first 90 days in office. You know, I don't know where this is going, but we could all be wearing masks for the next 5 years, as far as I know.
Yeah, I haven't heard if we're doing the. I thought it was 100 days. He said. I might be wrong there. I don't know if we're doing that over in this country, but I do know that we've just, like, London has just gone into tier 4, and Christmas is essentially cancelled.
Oh.
Yeah, you just have to roll with it, and just go with it. I'm within my dad's support bubble, so I'm still able to go and spend the holidays with him because I'm in his support bubble. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, but we'll all get through this. We'll get through this together. It'll be a lot better for America when you've actually got a competent leader. Yeah. A few more weeks, and then you've got a competent leader.
You mean not an adult child in the White House? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, our leadership here, it's not as bad, but I mean, it could be better. But yeah, yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for taking your time to speak to me today. This has been wonderful. Congratulations with the film, and I look out for whatever you come up with next.
All right, awesome.
And I'll take a look at the Slayer Chronicles as well.
Oh yeah, and if you have, I don't know if you can access it in the UK, but on Roku, the documentary is streaming on Roku now.
All right, cool.
You might be able to find it on there on watch free flicks, and you'll be able to check it out for free.
All right, cool.
Yeah, assuming that you get that in the UK, I'm not sure. I don't even have a Roku myself, so I haven't been able to check it out. But somebody sent me a picture, so I'm going to go get one.
All right, cool. Okay, well, congratulations, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Thanks. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for more content next time.
Each day, each waking moment offers us a new miracle, a new moment of joy, a new chance to do things differently.
I'm here on the largest of the Balearic Islands, Mallorca.
with the turquoise waters of the Mediterranean Sea, beautiful mountainous landscape, the thriving city of Palma, quaint little market towns, a growing number of luxury hotels, it's no surprise that the likes of Audrey Hepburn and Elizabeth Taylor like to holiday here. So come and join me as I take you round Mallorca.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.